I'm sick of this stuff. We have to talk about it because the American people think the reason for inflation is government spending more money. Simply not true. I don't think we need any lectures from our friends on the other side about fiscal responsibility, for God's sake.
Putin's gas hike. That's his gas hike. So much of this increase in the gas tax, gas price started weeks leading up to what happened there.
Make no mistake, inflation is largely the fault of Putin. I love, the Republicans saying it's Biden's gas pipeline. Biden said he's going to stop the Keystone pipeline, and I did. The oil companies and the executives, they don't want to pump more oil, although they have every capacity to do so. Nothing is slowing them up from doing it if they want to. Why? Rather than spend the profits in the increased price of gasoline, they would rather take those profits and buy back stock, buy back their own stock, rather than take that money and invest it in pumping new oil. Not a joke. Not a joke. So don't tell me gas prices rose because I've slowed down the American energy production. In my first year in office, American production grew by 9.7 million barrels a day to 11.6 million. There's an impediment to production in the United States, and it's called the bankers on Wall Street. This crisis is another indication of why we need to get off dependency on fossil fuels. This is not a solution to today's crisis. It's about the future. We did it as Democrats without a single solitary Republican vote. And the one-year anniversary of the passage of that act is tomorrow. We should be proud of it. We did so much, people don't even know we did it. But let's be absolutely clear about why prices are so high right now. People had money to spend, but what they didn't do is they didn't want to go to restaurants. They didn't want to go out and go on vacations. They didn't spend money on leisure activities. So they wanted to spend it on other things, on hard goods, home improvements, televisions, additions to their homes. So what happened? Prices went up exponentially. Putin, I love, the Republicans saying it's Biden's gas pipeline. Biden said he's going to stop the Keystone pipeline, and I did. And that's the reason prices went up. Folks, let's get something straight here. The Keystone pipeline was 2 years away and had been 2% finished. Give me a break. Give me a break. Don't let anybody tell you anything you did supporting the idea that we block Russian oil coming into the country, which is going, and I said at the time, prices are going to go up for gasoline. It wasn't anything we did.
And if I can ask you, Madam Vice President, President Biden has said that Americans will feel some pain for the sake of defending freedom and liberty, but there does seem to be no end game in sight. How long should Americans expect? How long should we be bracing for historic inflation and some unprecedented gas prices?
Sure. In terms of the discussions that the President Johannes and I had, they ranged in subject, including the issue of the Black Sea, and I'll let him explain in more detail as he would like. But we are, again, fully aware and apprised because we are in constant communication with the President, with his administration here, about the concerns that they have about the entire region and, frankly, the vulnerability. All you have to do is look at the map.
I was going to put an end to all of that. Going to put people in a much different position to be able to determine their own judgments about when to sell their cattle, when they should. We're going to change things. Moscow Stock Exchange is closed for a simple reason. I get asked, well, why is it closed? Because for the last 2 weeks, because the moment it opens, it will be disbanded. You hear me? It will blow up. Let me be clear. None of this is going to increase inflation. 17 Nobel laureates. This will help ease inflationary pressures over time, not increase it, ease. And we can do this without raising one single penny on taxes on anybody making less than $400,000 a year. Let me say that again, be crystal clear. No one making less than $400,000 a year will pay a single additional penny in tax for all these things that were in the Build Back Better plan. We have to do this. And on this one anniversary, the American Rescue Plan, let's be clear. We did it alone, without one single solitary Republican vote. The rescue plan contributed to 0.3% of inflation. 0.3 inflation. They're the facts. Democrats didn't cause this problem. Vladimir Putin did. An awful lot of help from a lot of senators saying, come and stay just 6 months, help us organize. Oh, was I stupid? 6 months. But they saved my sanity. Anybody thought when we're going to pass a bill that's $1.9 trillion? We're going to do that? Well, yeah, you did it. I ask you, and you did it. Few pieces of legislation, no hyperbole, in American history have done more to lift this country out of a crisis than what you did. There's a Republican standing there saying, this is a great thing. Wonderful. We did it. Even Mitch McConnell, for God's sake. You know, as we say in my outfit, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. This has been so much since the last confession. I thought we had to unify the country. The consensus, you got to get a majority. We've not been able to do that for a lot of the important things. That's why we have to continue to maintain our majority. This off-year election, in my view, may be the most important off-year election in modern history, because we know what happens. We know the fundamental change that shifts if we lose the House and Senate. The only thing I'll have then is a veto pen.